Hey folks, Thomas here. Welcome back to Mears Lab. In today's video, I'd like to share with you an idea I have about how to convey simple and complex emotions like inspiration and enthusiasm using an analog synthesizer. I'd like to share this idea with everybody because I think that it's just a different perspective on life, and I think it's really cool. I think it's really neat how electricity connects everything on life, and how the same electricity that comes out of the wall, it's 120 volts and it's like 15 amps, and it can, if we were to like stick a fork in the outlet, it would kill us, But if we were to instead plug a synthesizer into the wall and then turn the knobs just the right way, we can actually create like this awesome range of sounds everywhere from like chaotic, to like things that are more beautiful. And like everything and everywhere in between. It's really neat, Sometimes I think about things like digital synthesizers and how digital and the whole concept of it is really revolves around zeros and ones. And I think it's neat to compare digital to emotions, And if we were to do that, I think that the way I'd look at it would be that zero would be like not feeling any emotion at all, and a one would be feeling any emotion, just feeling emotion, So if you were like not feeling anything, you'd be a zero. And if you were feeling anything at all, you'd be a one, But analog synthesis is sort of like, well, what you're feeling and where does it exist between the zero and the one, And that's sort of like how I think about it. And I think that it also sort of applies to the whole universe as well, too. It's sort of like one of those boom sort of things. Anyways, let's get on with the idea here. Okay, so the whole idea starts with inspiration, and I want to demonstrate it on the synthesizer here. Okay, and so let's think about an idea. And like you just have an idea about anything, maybe it's like a better way to cut your grass, or like a new recipe for an awesome new kind of bread that you want to bake, or whatever it is in life, And let's say you have the idea and you want to tell somebody about it. And so you got the idea and you get like one of your good friends or whatever, and then you tell them the idea, and this is how the idea sounds at first. It sounds like this. Okay, I'm just going to play it again, just in case you didn't hear it. Now listen closely. This is what the idea would sound like. Like, it's cool, it's great. It's great, like if you were to tell somebody about the whole raw idea, it'd sound more like this. But it's sort of like a little bit of abrasive, So usually when people tell people about an idea, it usually sounds like this. Like just like a little idea at the first, and they're like, cool, that's great, But maybe the idea, as it catches on a little bit more and you sort of start to develop it a little bit more, the idea has the capacity to sort of catch on a bit more and last a little bit longer. And what you can do is you can turn up these controls on the synthesizer called decay and release as part of what's called an envelope. And then the idea sort of lasts a bit longer. Like you tell somebody about it and their interest lasts a little bit longer. They're like, oh, that sounds cool what you're talking about. Tell me more, And then they think about it themselves a little bit longer as well too, And then as you think about your idea more and it gets better and better, the idea lasts longer, The inspiration lasts longer for the idea. It's neat, how it sort of catches on. And you can further use the envelope on the synthesizer to develop that, because sometimes, see how this note, like, it's strong at the start and it sort of fades away? Well, sometimes ideas don't happen like that. Sometimes they take a long time, like this. Like, you can slow down the attack on this envelope here, and it slows down the onset of your idea. It's cool, but if you like turn all of these up, it sort of like extends the idea or the inspiration. It's really neat, isn't it? It's really cool. So let's talk about enthusiasm now, okay? So let's go back to sort of like the whole raw emotion sound, right? Remember, like no sound is no emotion, and that's like full on emotion, okay? But let's like further define that into enthusiasm now, okay? So enthusiasm is when you're like really bright about something. It's like, whoa, check this idea out. It's really neat, I'm really into this sort of thing, okay? So then that's like, it's like really bright, But let's say you like kind of wanted to tame down your delivery of your idea to somebody. You could use something on a synthesizer called a cutoff frequency. This is a low pass filter, and it sounds like this. As I turn it down, sort of like shaves off the brightness of the sound. Right? It makes it so it's not so abrasive, and it's like, oh, yeah, it makes it a little bit easier to listen to somebody's idea. Like if they tell you, say, they're like, check this thing out, it's like, blah, blah, blah. It's like sort of hard to stomach it, you know. But if they tell you the idea more like that, it's like, oh, that's kind of cool, you know. So that's sort of like a demonstration of enthusiasm on a synthesizer. Where I think things start to get really interesting is when we combine the ideas of inspiration and enthusiasm on a synthesizer. So to do that, let's go back to the initial sound of inspiration. Remember, it just sort of sounded like that, right? So let's like extend the idea so it sort of like, you know, catches on a little bit more like that. Now let's warm it up a little bit by bringing down the cutoff frequency a little bit. So now the idea catches on a little bit better, right? Like if we tell our friends about it, they're willing to listen to it because it sounds warmer. They listen to the idea for longer. They want to share it with their friends for longer. That's sort of an idea. So that's where I think that would be sort of, I would call that sparks, that an idea, you know? It's like an idea is it's starting to spark in your mind, you know, and it's sort of starting to spark with other people as well too, because you're combining your enthusiasm with your inspiration, you know. It's really neat. Okay, so then what happens after sparks start to fly? Well, then fire starts to happen, okay? And this is where I think that things get really, really cool, okay? So let's say that this is your idea, it's warm and it's catching on. But let's say that like this is your idea and you're one person and you're this one note. This and by the way, this is a D right here. But let's say that you wanted to tell like a friend about it and they like really positively received your idea. Well, this could be like your friend right here, this note. And then together you form like an interval. This is really cool. This is a major fourth interval and it forms like a really happy sound, you know? And let's say like, oh, but also this is kind of just a neat thing. I don't want to get too on this track, but let's say you told your friend that they didn't like the idea. Maybe it'd sound like that. That's a minor third interval right there. It gives like a sad sound. But anyways, let's go back to the happy sound, okay? It's really neat. Let's say that they like that, right? So then it's like you're starting to form like a chord. You have like, I think that's called a dyad or something like that. Hopefully somebody in the comments can correct that, whatever that's called, two notes that sound harmonious together. Okay, but let's say that like more people get in on the idea and really like it. Well, then that's when things really start to get cool because you can start to form really big chords and even some complex chords as well. And I would refer that, you know what, I would call that like an inferno at that point, you know? It's like your idea has developed into sparks and then a fire and then an inferno as it sort of catches on to other people. And like, and it just gets like sort of crazy at a certain point, you know, and just sort of takes off and gets wild and sort of gets out of control like an inferno would, you know. Anyways, folks, that's sort of let's get back to, you know, just get back to remember that like life doesn't have to be complicated as well too. It can also just be super simple, you know. It's also possible to just take like a raw sound and play just the right way. It can also be really cool and beautiful as well too, you know. There's a lot of different ways to look at life. There's all kinds of different perspectives about life. So at that moment, folks, I'd really like to thank you for watching, and if you have anything to share, please do comment on the video and don't forget to like and subscribe to the Mears Lab channel as well. Thanks a lot, folks.